Normally in big games like this, I'm always a little nervous or there's a little anxiety, and I'm like, yeah, it seems like we should beat Arizona State pretty bad, but you never know what could happen. I really think we're gonna beat the you know what out of Arizona State. We discuss that next.
You are Locked On Longhorns, your daily podcast on the Texas Longhorns. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Locked On Longhorns, the show. Jonathan Davis, your host. Today's episode of Locked On Longhorns brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code Locked On College for $20 off your first purchase. On today's episode of Locked On Longhorns, Christmas recap. Yes, it is the day after Christmas, so I have to give you my Christmas recap. And then Texas versus Arizona State. Right, we're going to discuss that. All of that and more on today's episode of Locked On Longhorns, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Let me give you two disclaimers before we get started today. Today will probably be the most unstructured podcast I've ever done, or one of them. I really plan on just chopping it up with y'all today. I probably should do that more, right? Because it's a podcast, but just the Virgo in me. I always have a page full of notes. I always have a bunch of stats written down. Each segment is structured, right? I know how I'm gonna talk. It's boom, 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 which helps me a lot. It's hard to talk for 25 minutes to 30 minutes, by yourself. But yeah, today I'm just gonna go. We're gonna see where we go. But today I'm just gonna talk. And like I said, I probably should do that more. So we'll see how it goes. And so that's the first thing. Like I said, no notes, no stats written down. I'll probably look some up on my phone, while I'm talking, but we're just gonna go. And the second thing is, I forgot what the second thing was that fast. Maybe I do need the page of notes. But anyways, right, that's gonna kind of be just the structure of the show. Oh, it's probably gonna be a little bit shorter, right? Just because I'm just gonna be talking and I don't want to, end up just rambling like I'm doing right now. So, like I said, just chopping it up with y'all today. It's probably the only way I could get y'all an episode the day after Christmas. I wasn't really feeling it when I woke up, but I'm like, let me just hop in front of that mic and talk. That's what people say I do best. So let me just hop in front of that mic and talk. So Christmas recap, right? I know yesterday was Christmas. If you're watching this on Thursday, and I hope everybody had a good Christmas, a good holiday. Obviously, you got New Year's next week, so it's an extended holiday. Hope everybody's having a good break. If you're off of work, if you're back at work today, I feel for you. I'm gonna be back at work as well, so I understand that. Just whatever you can find solace in, whatever brings you joy during this time. I hope you were able to do that or lean on that. I know it's not the easiest time for everybody, right? Everybody's not in the Christmas spirit or in the holiday spirit. Some people are annoyed by it, especially as you get older, right? It kind of becomes just a day, you know. And a lot of people are dealing with certain things around this time, grieving, dealing with the people that they've lost around this time, dealing with people not being there that are usually there during the holidays. Not everybody has the best relationships with their family, so they don't have the big Christmas or the nice Christmas moments. So I completely understand that. So I hope everybody in their own way enjoy Christmas or enjoy the break. Some people are Texans fans and Steelers fans, you know what I mean? And they both got beat up on pretty badly on Christmas. But either way, I hope that everybody has enjoyed their holiday thus far, right? Even if it just meant getting a day off of work, being able to relax and unwind, whether you got gifts or whatever. What I mean? I hope it's been good to you. This Christmas for me was probably one of the best I had in a while. I was talking with somebody, and it's like when you get older, you really don't have that like kid feeling for Christmas anymore. Because like when you were a kid, Christmas was everything because you knew that, Christmas tree, it was going to be a bunch of gifts under the tree. A bunch of them were going to be for you. You were going to be spoiled and just showered with gifts in most scenarios, right? And that's how it was for me as a kid. Like every Christmas, I was getting something big, a bunch of gifts. I was really getting taken care of, right? So you looked forward to Christmas because it was like you were going to really, cash in. You know what I mean? You're going to get a lot of gifts. And then when you get older, it's just like, oh, it's just another day. You're off of work. Nobody really cares about you. You're getting a bunch of text. Everybody's texting you Merry Christmas, but they're not really sending no money or no gifts or anything, So I think my last couple of Christmases really hadn't got like too many gifts, or it's been a long time since I've had like a Christmas where I'm like, damn, like I got some really good gifts. But I'm also 31, so I'm at that age where that just kind of stops. So This year was different though. I definitely had that like kid like excitement this year for Christmas, that kid like feeling, for some of the gifts I got, and then just taking care of myself as well. It started with getting an Apple Watch. That one really surprised me. Um, and I needed it because I run pretty much every morning. I like to run. I usually, do about 2.5 miles between running and walking. And I still have an iPhone 12. Like I'm back in the gap. You know what I mean? I'm I'm way behind. I just now updated my phone to iOS 18. I was on iOS 15. So I was like 3 updates behind. Like, well, more than three, but I was a lot of updates behind. Like, so my phone is just now looking like y'all's that has an iPhone. But I still have an iPhone 12. So like I started running again, and like my Nike Run Club app, it wouldn't track it. Like it wasn't tracking my runs. So I was just tracking it by time, like, oh, I'm gonna run 15 minutes every day, but I didn't know how far I was running. Um, because I didn't have an Apple Watch, so like my fitness app wasn't tracking it. Then my Nike Run Club app wouldn't track it for some reason. So I just knew I was running 15 minutes every day, but I didn't know how far I was running. So I got the Apple Watch, and man, like I was always anti Apple Watch, anti AirPods. I don't know why. I'm just anti period. It's been so convenient. Like I'm still figuring out how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Like if people call me on the watch, I'm like, you get a text message. Still trying to figure out all of that stuff. But man, like the way it just tracks your workouts and it's so convenient, your steps, everything, your heart rate, your pace, just your time, being able to share your activity with your friends and all of that is super cool. Right. And so, like I said, I was always anti Apple Watch. Since I've gotten it, I'm a believer. Like it's a really cool gift. So that was just something I didn't expect. And, like I said, I kind of had that kid like feeling of like, damn, I got an Apple Watch for Christmas. And then I bought myself a PS5. I hadn't really played the game in like 3 years, since I had been on the PS4, at least consistently. But I was just having this really like bad itch to play like Madden and NCAA 25. I also play a lot of MLB The Show. So I was like, let me get a PS5, let me just get a PS5. I can just sit in the house, play the game. I don't have to go out, spend money, drink, and all that stuff. I just had a really bad itch to get back on the game. So I've had it for since Friday, the PS5, and I've been playing Madden like crazy, So if you were Madden NCAA 25, let me know in the comments if you're on PlayStation. We can get something going online. But yeah, so I got a PS5, even though I bought it. You know what I mean? I still consider that a Christmas gift. Then my dad got me this really cool wallet. Really cool, like some James Bond type shit. You know what I'm saying? Really cool wallet. Like it's got a cash band on the back, like a little band for the cash. In the front, you can put the card that you use the most. You can just slide that out and use that the most. I put my ID there, and then it's like got a little slot where you just put the rest of your cards. It's like one slot, but you just put the rest of your cards in there. And I should have got it and just showed y'all on camera, but you swipe the front of the wallet, like you swipe the front of the wallet, and it pushes the cards in the slot out. So then you can just like swipe. Ooh, use this real quick, put it back in, boom. Like it's some real, like I said, just James Bond type shit. It's real cool. And the best gift of all, especially when you're old, because you got bills, you got things to take care of. Money is the best gift. It's universal, right? I got some money as well. So, like I said, I didn't mean to talk that long about Christmas, but I had a really nice Christmas. Probably one of the best ones I had in a while. So if you got some really nice Christmas gifts, if you had a really good Christmas with friends, family, whatever, just let me know in the comments. You know what I mean? Let's spread some more Christmas joy, even though that day is over. Now, getting into Texas and Arizona State for a little bit, and then we're going to go to break. Texas 13.5-point favorites over Arizona State. The people that were like, well, we lost to Georgia, but at least we probably have an easier path to the national championship now. I think you were right? Because I was thinking like, okay, Clemson's going to be tough. Clemson's definitely going to be tough. And although Cade Klubnik probably played the game of his life, we still won by 14. And now you play an Arizona State team who nobody thinks can beat the University of Texas. Now, after that, you have the winner of, Ohio State, Oregon, and then you have the national championship game. Obviously, both of those are going to be tough. But I'm looking at this Arizona State team, and I'm just like it looked like roadkill to me. And like I said, I'm usually the one that's like trying to temper the fans. Like I'm usually the one that's like, they could punch us in the mouth. You never know what can happen. It's the playoffs. Lose and go home. I'm just not really feeling it. Like I wish we was playing Colorado in this game. Seriously, like if we were playing anybody from the Big 12, I wish it was Colorado. Like I just don't really see what challenge Arizona State brings to the table. But there's a lot of confidence coming from that side. I mean, the players, the Locked On Sun Devils host and lost his damn mind. It's a lot of confidence coming from that side. So we'll get into it more after the break. Today's episode of Locked On Longhorns brought to you by Gametime. Gametime is focused on togetherness this holiday season. That means when you bring people together at live events, the experience is that much better, and it's the perfect gift. Gametime has a new feature called Gametime Picks that makes getting tickets for live events even easier. Gametime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Some of the best features on the Gametime app. Priority Gametime Picks creation makes it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. All in pricing. Toggling this feature shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Seat views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price guarantee or Gametime will credit you 110% of the difference. Gametime ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code Locked On College for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code Locked On College for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? It's Gametime. All right. So, like I said, Texas 13.5-point favorites. I thought it would be more, honestly. Like, because we were favored by 12 over Clemson. And I guess in Vegas world, 1.5 points is a lot. But I thought Clemson would get a lot more respect than Arizona State. But I guess not. But it's like if Texas could beat Clemson by 14, I think they can beat Arizona State by 14. Like, I usually don't even dibble dabble with the spreads too much, but like that's a spread that I'm like, I kind of like that one. Anywho, right, when you look at this game, like I said, there's a lot of confidence coming from Arizona State side. The players are talking a little bit. Like I said, the Locked On Sun Devils host has lost his mind, and I actually like that. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you have a fan base that you have to rile up. You have a fan base that you have to speak to. And there's a lot of Arizona State fans that are probably thinking the same thing. Like, they're not thinking like, oh, damn, we're going to go in here and lay down against Texas. Like, they're probably like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're about to beat Texas. Like, we're about to show them who Arizona State is. And I think that he's probably just feeding off of that. He's probably a fan, loves Arizona State, loves the Sun Devils. And, he's like, we're going to go in there and punch him in the mouth. Like, it reminds me of that first Texas versus Alabama game where we were like just coming off the 5-7 season. We were 21-point underdogs, and I had just started on Locked On, and I'm telling everybody, yeah, like Texas is gonna win this game, and everybody's like, are you high? Like, what I'm saying? Like, are you drunk? Like, what do you mean Texas is gonna win this game? And I'm like, yeah, Texas is gonna win, like just coming out. And I don't know if I really believed it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I really believed it. But sometimes, just as a podcast host, like sometimes, when you have a fan base and especially a fan base like Texas, like you just don't want to be that doom and gloom guy. Like, you don't want to be doom and gloom, bro. Like sometimes you want to be realistic and you want to be smart about stuff because you're putting this stuff on the internet. Like, people can always come back to it and clown you, but sometimes you gotta rah a little bit, and I think that's what he's doing. And I respect that because, like, this year, like, I talked to a lot of hosts. Y'all heard it on the crossovers. Like, talk to the Texas A&M host. He's like, yeah, Texas is going to win. Talk to the Florida host. He's like, yeah, Texas is going to beat us really bad. Talk to the Arkansas host. He was like, yeah, Texas is going to blow us out. It's like, that's not fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it happened in all three of those games, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, we didn't blow Arkansas out, but yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, you want them to puff their chest out a little bit. Like, you want them to be like, nah, it's finna be a dog fight. Like, y'all ain't finna just walk in here and beat us, or y'all ain't finna just step on the field and beat us like that. So I guess the Locked On Sun Devils host, I only saw a clip on Twitter, but he was like, Texas and Arizona State are gonna run into, Atlanta in that stadium, and there's gonna be the burnt orange on one side, and there's gonna be the whatever color they wear on the other side, probably like scarlet or something, scarlet and gold or something. And he was like, this Arizona State team is going to be motivated. And the only thing more dangerous than a talented team is a driven team. And Texas is going to get punched in the mouth. They're going to get hit like they've never been hit before by Arizona State. Texas is gonna get hit like they've never been hit before by Arizona State. Boy, like I respect it. I do. I do respect it. But it's like you drinking a lot of the Kool-Aid, brother. I think his name is Richie. You drinking a lot of Kool-Aid, Richie. Like, what do you mean Texas is gonna get hit like they've never been hit before against Arizona State, bro? Like, huh? Do you not realize we didn't play Alabama twice and Georgia twice in the last 3 years? Are you crazy? I guess so, right? But you know what I'm saying? I guess so. Like, yeah, Arizona State is going to be motivated. And I guess he's thinking, like, okay, Texas is just going to come in here, chest out, like, we're Texas. Arizona State doesn't stand a chance. And then they're going to get punched in the mouth and look up and be like down 14-0 and be like, oh my God, what happened? Like, and I thought Texas Homer made such a good point because he quote tweeted it. And he was like, to say this is to insinuate that Texas doesn't want to win the game. Say this is to insinuate that Texas isn't motivated, that Texas isn't driven, that Texas doesn't have a championship culture, right? Like, we think we could just show up and out talent people on the field. Like, nah, we got grit too. Nah, we hit hard too. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we want to win too. How about Arizona State finna get hit harder than they've ever been hit? Did you think about that, Richie? Come on now. Like, I respect the pride, I respect the rah-rah, but cut the bullshit, bro. Seriously. Then, like, he made another good point too. Texas Homer did. Can you tell me on the field why Arizona State's gonna win? Because when we played Oklahoma, it was like anything can happen in this game. Sooner Magic, right? It's the Red River rivalry. It's like, okay, but what can y'all do on the field to beat Texas? Because that's where the game is played. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this mystique that y'all got, like, that's not finna lead to putting points on the board. How are y'all actually finna win the game outside of Sooner Magic? You know, can you quantify Sooner Magic? No. Okay. Then we play Texas A&M. It's like they haven't played in an environment like Kyle Field. Okay. Like, is the 12th man catching passes? Is the 12th man running between the tackles? Come on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like Arizona State wants it. They just want it. Yeah, Texas wants it too. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we want it too, bro. Like, we're trying to win the championship too, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the playoffs. Like, I know y'all are new here, but this is the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I respect it. I'm gonna try to get him on for a crossover. We're gonna try to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna ask him that. You know what I mean? Like, what are y'all gonna do on the field besides try to run scatterboo 45 times? It's crazy ass. Then you got the team, because it's a lot of former Texas players on Arizona State. You know, that's one of the biggest reasons why they're in this position. You know, they've not saying that like the former Texas players are, you know, they do play, but they've really dipped into the transfer portal a lot. And so you got like a lot of players from other schools, which is one of the biggest reasons they made such a big turnaround. Because I was actually surprised that, like, I hadn't just super paid attention to the Big 12 this year. So I was actually surprised that, like, Arizona State was even in this position to make the championship game until the end of the season. I remember them playing Texas State and like barely beating Texas State. I remember that game. And so I was like, oh, okay, you know, like, I'm like, damn, now it's towards the end of the season. It's like Arizona State the favorites to make the Big 12 championship. But they got a lot of transfers. You know, I know Prince Dorba over there. What was the wide receiver named Troy O'Meary? Like, we used to go crazy about him. He was over there. And then Zach Swanson. But Zach Swanson, they talked to him and he was like, you know, that coaching staff, they told me I would never play. And you know, so I've been really looking forward to this matchup. Like he got a chip on his shoulder or something. And it's like, okay, Zach, you know, like, I respect it. You're a football player. Like, obviously you got some testosterone. Obviously you got a little dog in you. You know, you made it this far. But it's like, who were you finna play over? And why are you looking forward to this matchup? You know, I mean, I know it's the way that the bracket fell, but it's like you should probably be looking forward to like SMU or Boise State. Like, why are you looking forward to playing against Texas, bro? Like, you do want to win, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because if you want to just get your stats up and get a little tackle for loss or something, you could do that. But it's like, if you want to win, why are you looking forward to playing Texas? We finna punch y'all in the mouth. Like, we finna get on y'all ass. So why you looking forward to playing against Texas? And then you talking about this coaching staff told me I would never play. Like, bro, like, I mean, yeah, like they did. Sorry. I mean, it sounds harsh, it does sound bad. Like, I mean, put it on your mixtape or something, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is look at who we got. Like when you was here, we was losing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like now look at who we got. Who you playing over? That's my thing. Like we always talk about who should be on these lists and all of this stuff. Okay, well then who we taking off? They told me I would never play. Yeah, dummy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who should you be playing over right now? Come on now, Zach. Like, let's be realistic, bro. Like, I'm happy you done found a home in Arizona State. I'm happy y'all having some success. I'm happy you can always be able to tell your grandkids you made it to the college football playoffs. But y'all finna be one and done, bro. Like, this ain't no redemption story. This ain't no back then they didn't want me and now I'm hot, they all on me. Like, this ain't no, Texas messed up. Like, nah, they made the right decision, bro. Like, we finna prove it on New Year's Day. Like, let's be realistic, Zach. Like I said, put it on your mixtape or something. But all you did is just make Texas want to beat you a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they told me I would never play here. Like, yeah, bro, that's why we're here, because you're not playing here. But anyways, no disrespect to him. I'm just trying to entertain y'all. Quick word from the sponsors. We got to get to the money, and then I'll get into a little bit more of the game. Like I said, it's the most unstructured podcast I've ever done. So, just chopping it up with y'all at the top of my head. Day after Christmas, right? Nobody's too serious. All right, today's episode of Locked on Longhorns also brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL playoffs are almost here, but it's not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can finish the season strong with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Right? Hop on FanDuel, man. Get you some money. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your chance at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. All right, man. The game. So when is the game? Next Wednesday, New Year's Day. And this is another thing too. That's like I got why I wish we was playing Colorado or something. Or like, we in the playoffs, and obviously I'm not gonna just be sad about playing Clemson and Arizona State, right? You want to be able to move on. We could have in Oregon and Ohio State the first two games, you know what I mean? But it's like, damn, bro, can we get a matchup we get hype about? I'm not hype about Arizona State. Can we get a matchup that like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's marquee, bro. They got us at the 12 o'clock game on New Year's, like not the middle game. That's Oregon, Ohio State. Not the night game. That's Notre Dame and Georgia. They got us as the 12 o'clock game, bro. Like, and it's not because of Texas. Believe me, it's not because of Texas. It's because of Arizona State, bro. So it's like, come on now, dog. I wish, you know what I mean? Like I said, I wish we was playing Colorado or something, man. Like, anywho. All right. So let's go position by position, right? Let's get a little bit more football analysis because I'm like, where does Arizona State have the advantage? What does Arizona State do better than the University of Texas, right? And so let's start with the quarterback position, right? They got Sam Levitt. He got good stats. You know what I'm saying? He's solid. And I know that we're down on Quinn Ewers, right? I say we because it's like a lot of Texas fans are down on Quinn Ewers. And I've told y'all that we can win a championship with him, but a lot of Texas fans are like, Quinn, blah, blah, blah. We'd be way better with Arch. Cool, right? With that being said, Quinn Ewers is still better than Sam Levitt. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because we think we can do better at the University of Texas don't mean I'm just gonna start taking random Big 12 quarterbacks over Quinn. Now, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still Quinn Ewers, right? So quarterback, we win that matchup. Running back, obviously they got. Did I say Bo earlier? Or maybe I didn't. But Cam Scatterboo, right? The brother's good. The brother's real good, right? Like he has some Heisman votes. 1,568 yards this year, 19 touchdowns, 6 yards a carry. Like he's really good. I think he's better than Jaden Blue and Trey Wisner for sure, right? Is he better than that tandem? Is he better than our running game? Right? Maybe. You know what? I'll give them the running game. They have a Heisman type back, a Doak Walker type back. Even though I think Texas could come into this game and run for 300 yards, damn near like they did again last week, right? And dominate in the trenches. they do have the better running back. So I'll give them running back, right? I think wide receiver, they did have 1,000-yard receiver in Tyson, but I think overall I'm taking our core, right? Tight end, I'm taking Gunnar Helm. Offensive line, I'm taking our unit led by Kelvin Banks. So on offense, I'm giving them running back. And their only path to victory is trying to run the ball 30 to 35 times. Now, the Texas run defense has struggled at times, but it's like, bro, you don't think we know that too? You know, like, and granted, you still got to go out there and tackle the brother. You got to get him on the ground. You got to make the plays, fight off the blocks, and all of that. But it's like I don't think they threaten you enough in the passing game to where you can't just load the box and force them to beat you one-on-one on the outside. Like Cade Klubnik and those receivers did it. I don't think Arizona State has Cade Klubnik and those receivers with Garrett Riley dialing up the strings, right? So I think offensively, everybody, we washed them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Or we beat them everywhere. I shouldn't say wash. We beat them everywhere besides running back. And even running back is close, right? Because it's like I would not be shocked if Texas ran the ball better than Arizona State in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like that's what we do, and that's our path to victory. Then defensively, right? Defensive line, we got grown men, bro. Like, and they have some grown men too. A lot of them came from Texas, but it's like we got grown men, bro. I'm taking our defensive line all day and tomorrow. Linebacker led by Anthony Hill. Texas wins that matchup. And then one of the best pass defenses in the country. You're talking about safety, Michael Taft, Andrew Makuba, Jade Barron, the Thorpe Award winner, Malik Muhammad coming off probably his worst game as a Longhorn, but we know what he brings to the table. Jalen Gilbo, like, stop it, bro. They win. Texas wins every position on defense. We are better at every position. And like these games, you could talk about hitting us harder than we've ever hit. You can talk about being driven. You need talent to win these games. Now, you do have a better kicker than Bert Auburn. So, I mean, like I said, I'll give him kicker and running back. But, bro, Texas is just way better than Arizona State, fam. Like, we're definitely 14 points better than Arizona State. And there's a lot of confidence coming from the Arizona State side, and I get it. I get it. As long as you're ready to be one and done, fam. As long as you're ready to be one and done. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Locked On Longhorns, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Hook 'em. Peace.